Jessica, how are you? I miss you.
I mean, come on. I don't understand. I was hoping that we'd be all back together in the same room. I mean, the last time we saw each other, what was that? Was it weren't we in Europe or
Oh,
something?
we were in London for X-Men.
Yes. And you just
That
got
was
a
a fun.
puppy. How's your puppy?
She's good. She's on the other side of the room over there. She's sleeping.
Oh, sweet
Oh,
thing.
it's so good to see you. God, I miss you. And you're so unbelievably good in this. And I have 1,000 questions for you.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I was wondering if you could imagine sitting in a movie theater with Tammy Faye and watching this film. And when it's over, lean over and ask her, okay, what did you think about how I did this? What is the aspect of your performance that you would love to hear her thoughts on?
Well, first of all, I don't think I would have to ask her because if I was sitting next to her in a movie theater, I think she'd be talking the whole time.
It'd be like a director's commentary.
It'd be like, oh, I love that outfit. Like, I think she would be like saying like, oh, that's a very pretty, yes, I love, okay, well, I didn't do that. Oh, yeah, okay, I can see why you did that. Like, I think she would just be, like, it'd be director's commentary nonstop. And I think she'd probably be crying, I think she's was a very emotional, open soul. And so I think, we tried to honor her by telling her story separate from the drama and the media, sensationalism. So I hope that she would be there and happy with what we did.
I think she would. And I love that you guys did that because we all know like the media angle. We know the media story. So it was really cool to sort of see a story I thought I knew, but told differently. So you guys did a really beautiful job there. I love biopics because I really think they, to your point, they make me look at someone differently who I thought I already knew. If they were to make a movie about you, The Eyes of Jessica Chastain, what is the period of your life that you think would make for the most interesting movie?
Ooh, well, see, this is complicated. First of all, no one needs to be making a movie about me, Jake. That's like not very interesting.
It could be framed as a junket interview, and I ask you a question, and then they do like the dream, like the diddly doo,
Exactly.
and you like flash.
This will be the bookends of the
Yes,
film, right? So
yes.
Are we making a movie right now?
We are. Okay. We are rolling.
We're rolling.
Yeah.
So definitely it would be probably me as a child. I definitely think I love movies about kids and cinema for sure. That's why I'm excited to be back at a film festival and be in a theater with other people. Cinema for me was something that saved me in all aspects. It was like my babysitter. It was like my therapist. It was everything. It was like my first crush. It was every part of my childhood was the movies. And I lived right next to like a dollar movie theater that would play movies. And I would go, I think I saw Twins, that Danny DeVito.
Yes, I love Twins.
I saw it like 6 times in the movie theater because it was like after school, I was like, I'm gonna go to the movies. So really, that's probably what I would make it about.
I think that's why you're such a good actor because you are a movie fan first and foremost. And I think that's great. As we wrap up, I have to tell you the prosthetics that were used here are absolutely insane. I've been talking to you since I was 18, but I stopped seeing you the moment that you appeared on screen. I'm curious, when you play a real person who is shaped differently than you are, whose face is maybe a little bit more full, when as an actor is it appropriate to use prosthetics and when is it appropriate to gain weight? I'm sort of curious, what is the difference between the two?
Yeah. I think if we were only playing Tammy older, then it's appropriate to gain weight. As long as it's a healthy, because also
Sure.
Everyone's personal health, I think, is the most important, more important than a film or television. If you're playing someone throughout the years where their body changes, then you have to use the help of others, which thank goodness we had. I mean, Tammy was 4'11" tall, and she was tiny. I mean, especially for the first half of her life, like she was much smaller than I am, And to kind of show that change for her, you need artists to help you.
They're giving me the rap. I've got to say, it's always so incredible talking to you because I feel like I don't see you whenever I see you in the movie. So this is the only time I ever get to see you, but it's unbelievable and your performance is awe-inspiring.
I'm sorry, I have to go back, Jake. Did you say you first started talking to me when you were 18 years old?
I think our first conversation, was it for the hell?
Were you a teenager?
Oh yeah, I was a freshman in college when I started doing this.
Wow.
Yeah. And you've been stuck with me ever since. I'm like glitter. I'm like junket glitter. Once I got on you just can't get rid of me.
That's fine. That is fine.
I love you so much. Thank you for always being so kind, and I cannot congratulate you enough for this. You're all inspiring. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Nice to see you, honey.
Nice to see you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Andrew, good to see you again, man. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Doing so well. Congratulations on this, dude. I just stopped seeing you the second you appeared on screen. So seriously, it's so good to see you. I was wondering if you could imagine actually sitting in a movie theater with Jim Bakker and watching this film. And when it's over, you lean over and ask him, so what did you think about how I did this? What is the aspect of your performance you'd be most curious to hear his thoughts about?
I would actually want to hear most about his experience in prison and what that did for his spirituality and his understanding of the gospel that he was kind of spreading. Because what was fascinating to me in my research is that, from my understanding, is that he had a really big, genuine kind of come to Jesus rock bottom moment while he was in prison, and he started to understand that he had misinterpreted the idea of prosperity, that the word prosperity in the Bible actually meant something totally different to how he had interpreted it through his kind of modern lens of financial prosperity and material wealth, materialism, capitalism, which is an honest mistake to make, but I think he went to the original Greek translation and understood that the meaning of prosperity was very, very different. The spiritual prosperity is very different to modern material prosperity. So I'd want to talk to him about that and see if he could shed any more light about that insight that came and how that changed how he had perceived what he had done for the previous decades.
That's so interesting because, watching this guy, you kind of have to question who he is on a moral basis, whether he's putting on a front, whether he's putting on a facade and pretending to be someone he wasn't. He talked about how he said he misinterpreted things, but to any degree, do you feel like he was kind of an actor? Like, do you feel like he could do your job? Was he pretending to be another character than he actually was?
It's funny because for me, being an actor is being a truth teller. Like, it's a strange thing that I think gets, misappropriated or misinterpreted about actors being able to be great liars. But for me, it's like actors are the worst liars because they can't help but tell the truth. And I think for Jim, it's a similar thing where he was searching for the truth. He was searching for his understanding of the truth and how it aligned with, with his soul and his center. And I think from my understanding, he was someone that really was terrified of his own emptiness, terrified of the void inside, which can, is very universal. We all have to face ourselves at some point. We all have to face our own inner emptiness, our own inner void, and that's why we fill up so much with food, with entertainment, with materialism or God or whatever we can do to avoid that quiet, to avoid that space. And obviously we've all been going through our own experiences of that during this last year and a half with the COVID epidemic. And so I think for him that was what was fascinating for me about trying to understand and close the gap between me and Jim was where is that in me? Where is that in all of us? That place where we're terrified of looking at ourselves. We're terrified of just being the humble kind of rock bottom, without all the accoutrements, without all of the suits and the jewelry and the wealth and the houses and the excess. Like, who are we at the end of the day? Where are we all heading?
It's a fascinating study. They're giving me the wrap. I wanted to ask really quickly because I love biopics, and I'm sort of curious
Shirley,
if they
we don't
were.
have time for an extra question. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, man. We'll save it for the sequel.
Okay, man.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.